important topic, very important concept, which can help you thoroughly understand the defined phase. Relationship between X variable, Y variable, and Z variable. We spoke about X variable and Y variable. What is Y variable? Pain metric of the problem. What is X variable? Causes. You know about Y and X. Suppose if I do not solve the problem, what will happen to my company? Can somebody tell me? In my product, all the laptop screens are coming with the scratches. As a result, the scratches are caused by poor handling. Then packaging crosses are scratches are caused. So Y variable is understood, X variable is understood. If I don't rectify the problem, what will happen to the business? Can somebody comment now?
Loss.
Company will lose business, market share will go down. That is called Z variable. Do you understand now? Why is the problem? X are the causes. If I don't solve the problem, solve the Y, this will lead to several consequences. Consequences came, maybe my profit will go down, my customer complaints will be more, my brand image will go down, my market share will go down. Those are called consequences. Why consequences comes? Because the problem is not solved. So Z is a function of Y, but Y is a function of X. Y is a dependent variable, X is an independent variable. All of you understand the meaning of Z variable here?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
For example, you are undergoing in MBA, you are undergoing several courses. Let us say, 20 courses you have to pass. 20 courses you have to pass. And one of the course you are not able to clear. One of the course is very tough, you are not able to clear. That course is a defect. Am I right? If you don't pass in a subject, that is nothing but a defect. If you don't pass that subject at all, what will happen? What will be the consequence? You don't get degree. Am I right? And then you may not sometimes get the proper recognition for job. There are many consequences. So you must understand, right? So Y is the dependent variable, which is a function of X. X is an independent variable, and Z variable are the consequences, business consequences. You can express the consequences in terms of finance, in terms of non-financial measures also, right? And Z is also a function of Y. Y variable is the output of the process. So I have written here, comes out from a process. X goes into the process. Z is the business result. Result, the leaders of the business will be concerned about. The management will be concerned about Z only. Am I correct? The management will be concerned about the Z. And you as a manager, you will be concerned about Y, right? And some people will be concerned about the X. So generally the pain metric will be seen either by the end user or by the internal customer. And the identifying the X variable lies with the responsibility of the employees or the so-called Six Sigma expert, right? And optimizing the consequences lies with the responsibility of business leaders. And when you are writing a plan for the project, we call it a project charter. Your problem statement should reflect the Y variable. Problem statement should reflect a Y variable. Causes decides the scope of the project. You will find these learnings very helpful when you actually create a project charter. So please pay full attention. So the X variables decides the scope of the project. Where the process starts, where the process ends, right? It depends on the X variable. And Z variable reflects in business case. In any project, you need to write a business case, because depending on the business case only, your project proposal will be approved. And this case we have discussed, right? Taste of the coffee is a Y variable, sugar, milk, and these are the X variable. If the taste of the coffee is bad, the revenue generated will get affected, market share will get affected, customer complaints will be more. These are the Z variable. All of you understand the relationship between X, Y, and Z variable? Is it clear?
Yes, yes.
How do you call Z variable? How do you call Z variable?
Consequences.
Business consequences, right? Very good. So what is Six Sigma? Six Sigma is a metric. It tells you how good your process is. It tells you how bad your process is. The Sigma level is very high, your process is highly effective. Highly effective means no defects at all. The moment you bring up the Sigma level to Six Sigma, defects will be limited to 3.4 DPMO. You know what is DPMO? Defects per million opportunity. If you produce 1 million products, how many defects will be there? Only 3.4 defects will be there. That is called Six Sigma capability. If 1 million students graduate from the university, only 3 or 4 students will have defects. All else, the gem of the professionals. That is called the Six Sigma quality. Defect is a rare event. Six Sigma is a methodology. Six Sigma gives 2 methodology. What are the 2 methodology? One is DMAT, another one is DMAT-V. When will you use DMAT? To improve existing
product.
For new products, DMAT-V. If you use DMAT-V and develop new products, the approach is called Design for Six Sigma. In my opinion, all your final year projects are going to be DMAT projects only. If you master, define, measure, analyze, improve, and control, I am very sure you will be hired in the same company, right? And Six Sigma is a way of management. Companies practicing Six Sigma, they see to that every employee in the company is trained on the Six Sigma methodology. They will be classified as white belt, yellow belt, green belt, black belt, and master black belt. Company who believes in Six Sigma believes in the belt level. They don't believe people based on their years of experience. They don't believe people based on their traditional qualification. They believe people based on their belt level. I have seen undergraduates with the black belt certificate, earning in terms of number of lakhs every single month. That means company which practices Six Sigma, they use Six Sigma as a way of management. People with the black belt certification are generally 1 out of 100. If there are 100 employees in the company, only 1 employee will be a black belt. You can see yourself as 1 out of the 100 the moment you transform yourself into a black belt. And right now you are going through green belt. The next level will be black belt, and then the 3rd level will be master black belt. Master black belts will be only 1 or 2 in the whole company. Even in big companies, there will be only 1 or 2 master black belts. If you are a black belt, if you are a master black belt, your designation, your role, your responsibility, your compensation, everything will be way beyond your imagination. You will be seen as a leader. Otherwise, entry level qualification will be a manager, right? And it is in your hand to transform or to elevate you into a leader from the entry level managerial role, right? So Six Sigma is a way of management. Six Sigma is also a philosophy. Whatever we discussed is applicable in all industry: customer focus, process approach, factual approach, methodology. All of them are philosophy. So Six Sigma gives an assurance that defects will be limited to 3.4 DPMO. There are 2 methodologies. If you are going to master the first one, DMAT, and way of management, because belt level is there. If you are a green belt, we come to know what are your capabilities, right? So you need to live up to the certification, right? That's very important. It is applicable across all sectors. So what Six Sigma gives to the company? Six Sigma gives to the company profit growth. Profit growth which is sustainable. Profit growth which is predictable. Profit growth which is desirable. And everything following the laws of the land. Do you understand? Every word is important. So this is the equation for profit in the world of Six Sigma. Profit is revenue minus expense minus investment minus tax.